Body cam footage showing Olympic medalist Fred Kerley appearing to resist arrest late last night.
Olympic sprinter and two-time medalist Fred Kerley was charged with police battery after a confrontation with officers late Thursday.
Fred Kerley's name dominating the news is nothing out of the ordinary. But the reason this time is not what you would have expected. The track icon, at least to some, did something unbecoming of someone many kids look up to. Just a word of warning though, what he did this time, and apparently another, involves bodily harm. Listen to this. The Miami-Dade County Jail website indicated that the Olympian was in custody on charges of domestic violence, strangulation, and robbery. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by Fox News Digital, Kerley and his wife got into a verbal and then physical dispute in May on his birthday, when Kerley's wife was in contact with an unknown person on Instagram. According to the affidavit, Kerley approached his wife aggressively and she punched him out of fear. Kerley then grabbed the victim, pushed her to the ground, encircled his arm around her neck, and impeded her breathing. The affidavit also stated that Kerley stole his wife's cell phone after placing her in a second chokehold. However, Kerley was not present when authorities arrived, and witnesses became uncooperative. CBS News Miami spoke with Angelica Kerley, Fred's estranged wife, who said that the alleged incident back in May that now has the track star facing domestic battery charges was a turning point in their relationship. When I was watching him go to the Olympics, knocking what he's done, it's just like nobody knows who he is, she said. She added, all I remember, trying to get up and he tries to grab my phone again, so I scooted under me, and he's standing over me at this point behind me, and he takes his arm and he wraps it around my neck, and he proceeds to choke me so hard that I can't gasp for air. And I'm not going to lie, at some point, I thought that he was going to kill me. The mother of three told CBS News Miami that after he had let go, the confrontation continued between the couple in front of his family members and their children. Angelica recalled that Fred took his arm again in front of their daughter, who was only 8 years old at the time. She saw him do this and tried to choke me again, Angelica Kerley said. I picked up a toy to him to get him off me, and my daughter is literally scratching at his eyes to get him off of me. She claimed she asked Fred Kerley for a divorce on numerous occasions and a fresh start, but she said he won't grant her the divorce. In open court, Angelica Kerley said she had a change of heart despite being brought in by his defense team. They asked me to be here and speak on his behalf, but I want to proceed on pressing charges against him, she said in bond court. While all this is indeed newsworthy, that is not the reason his name is splashed across news headlines. U.S. Olympic runner Fred Kerley was arrested not too long ago in South Florida, following a confrontation with police, authorities said. Body camera footage released by Miami Beach Police shows Kerley arguing with a group of officers late before a physical confrontation erupted. Kerley was wrestled to the ground, where an officer struck him several times, and then used a taser on the sprinter, police said. According to an arrest report, officers were investigating an unrelated active police scene when Kerley approached the area and attempted to force his way through to his vehicle, which was parked nearby. Officers had told Kerley to go around the area, but Kerley began to argue with them, which led to a shoving match with police. 4 officers tried to take Kerley into custody while he moved to evade arrest, officials said. After being stunned with the taser, Kerley was taken to a local hospital and then to the Miami-Dade County Jail. Kerley was charged with battery, resisting an officer, and disorderly conduct. It is impossible to hear what is being said, as there is no sound on the video until the physical confrontation begins. Several officers push Kerley to the ground in the struggle, and one appears to hit him multiple times. In the arrest record, police say 2 officers lost their footing and fell on their back, and that Kerley fell on top of one of them. An officer then deploys a dart-firing stun gun on Kerley, who falls to the ground after being hit. Kerley's defense attorney, Yale Sanford, told CNN in a statement that the body cam footage is obscene. It just goes to show that no matter how hard you work, how many medals you earn for your country, and how many people across the globe you inspire. In Miami Beach, Mr. Kerley was treated like millions of African Americans, male and female, around the country. with a lack of humanity, compassion, or respect. He said, "It's important for our community and country to be aware of these actions by police so we can make sure this type of behavior is prevented in the future." Kerley then appeared at a bond hearing the following day, at which defense attorney Yale Sanford was critical of the police officers at the scene. "This seems like a total misunderstanding," Sanford said. "This is nothing more than an overreaction by the police." A spokesperson for the Miami Beach Police Department defended the actions of its police officers at the same hearing. "Our officers attempted to de-escalate the situation multiple times," Officer Christopher Best said. However, unfortunately, the defendant escalated it by using physical force on an officer and was subsequently dealt with accordingly. On the other hand, USA Track and Field, the governing body for track and field in the country, declined comment. The incident was what prompted Kerley's estranged wife to speak out about what she had been through. She told CBS News Miami that the body camera footage from her husband's arrest led her to speak about what she said happened last May. "Seeing the video of this recent incident and how like he was aggressive, it kind of made me think like he didn't feel any remorse for what he did to me," Angelica Kerley said. "I know I have to think about my children, but he didn't think about his children in that situation." Simply put, while the U.S. Olympic sprinter recently arrested in Miami Beach is expected to walk out of jail soon, he will be facing new charges in a separate domestic violence case dating back to May of 2024. Kerley was in court for separate charges, accused of domestic violence by strangulation and strong-arm robbery, that allegedly occurred in May 2024. In that case, he is accused of getting violent with a woman identified in a police report as his wife of 3 years, with whom Kerley shared 3 children. Nevertheless, Kerley's arrest and the subsequent release of body cam footage have sparked debates about law enforcement practices and systemic issues in the treatment of African Americans. Some watched the body-worn camera footage of the incident and saw it as the police did, with the Team USA sprinter and Olympic medalist as the aggressor who ignored orders from officers and started the physical confrontation. Others saw Kerley as the victim, yet another black man on the receiving end of physical force from officers who they believe should have done more to de-escalate the situation. Civil rights lawyer Devin M. Jacob said, "An individual has no right to get within the personal space, in a threatening manner, of a police officer. Once that happens, it's within an officer's right to take that person into custody, and that's what happened here." While Kerley would probably be otherwise occupied with the charges he's facing, this athlete has a lot of plans for the new season. Watch this to see for yourself.